Today I'm going to be reviewing the Kirk roll bar in my Nissan 350Z race car. So this is the Kirk Racing 4-point bolt-in roll bar. The two front plates mount just behind the rear corners of the seats, and then you can see the other plate back there just before the rear strut tower. The bar comes in three different pieces. You have the main hoop with the diagonal bar and the harness bar. Then you have the two rear runners that go back to the strut towers, and then two little sleeves that connect them together. Right here you can see that you've got it bolted in on the top and on the bottom to keep the sleeve in place. Once bolted together, it is extremely firm. There is no movement, no give, no wiggle, nothing. It is extremely firm. It's a little bit difficult to get in with the roof in. It was a little bit of a challenge for me, but if you have a car with no interior, it'd be super easy to slip it in. You've got quite a bit of room between here and the roof when there is no trim in place. Here's a close-up shot of the base plate. You can see it's got a backing plate here that goes up against this bulkhead, and then you've got the four bolts that come through the bottom of the floor. They provide a large backing plate to go underneath the floor to sandwich with sheet metal in between it. And all the nuts provided are locking nuts, so you don't have to worry about it backing out. You can see it comes with a nice harness bar. You've got quite a bit of room in between the seat, but it's at a perfect height so you're not going to have any sort of compression fractures on your spine. Here we have the rear plate. If you still have the trim pieces, you will have to cut them, but you should be able to cover most of the plate up and just have the bar going through the plastic. And here's a shot of the backing plate. You can see it's a nice thick piece of steel. Give you plenty of support to sandwich that sheet metal. The roll bar comes in a nice black. I didn't even ask about different colors because at the time I still had my interior in a black match nicely. Once I pulled all the interior out and decided to repaint everything, I painted it white. The bar weighs about 90 pounds in total, so you will add some weight to the car, but you're also going to add a lot of rigidity, and you're adding it past the center line of the car, so you're going to be adding weight on the end that you want. I've had zero issues with the bar. The only difficulty was installing it, but once everything was in place, it has been flawless. Just know that it will be shipped freight, so you will have to go pick it up at a freight depot. It comes on a standard 48-inch pallet, so you're going to need a pickup truck or a trailer if you want to pick it up. Total, I think I paid $350 for the bar and an extra $100 for the freight shipping, and that was from Birmingham to Charleston because this shop is located just outside of Birmingham in Alabama. Once I placed my order, it wasn't very long at all before the bar showed up at the freight depot. I'll be honest, I don't remember how long it was, but I definitely don't remember it being a long time. But in the over year and a half that I've had it in the car, it has been great. I highly recommend it. That I'm aware of, it is the only option for a bolt-in 4-point bar for a 350Z right now. There are a couple other options for weld-in cages. I just didn't want to pay the extra money to have someone weld it once I got it in the car. Plus, if you're going to weld it, you have to remove more of the interior bits just so you don't catch anything on fire. The only downside to it being a bolt-in cage, other than the fact that it's probably not as rigid as a weld-in cage, is the fact that when I go to a full 8-point cage, I can't really build off of this one. The design is made for a car with an interior. It doesn't take full advantage of putting the rear strut braces in as optimal position as I would like. I also am not happy with where the floor plates sit now that all the interior is gone. If I do a custom cage, I want the main hoop to be a little bit further back. That's of course no fault of theirs because they are designing it for a car with an interior and mine does not have one. So if you have an interior in your car, you want to do some double duty, you want to be able to drive to the track, you want to have a safe but functional cage, this is excellent. Really the only drawback other than the added weight is if you still have your passenger seat in, because of where this crossbar goes, you can see it's going to interfere with that passenger seat. So the passenger seat cannot go as far back as it used to. You can still fit a normal size passenger in it, but if you have someone taller than 6 feet, they're going to be a little bit cramped if you have the roll bar. Other than that, there's really no drawback to it. Now you can see with my race seat in, how the seat sits under the bar just a little bit. So I've got some padding there so that if I go over a big bump or if I have a rollover, I'm not going to hit my head directly on the bar. However, that wasn't an issue with the stock seat. The stock headrest came in right about here. So no matter what, I didn't have to worry about my unprotected head hitting the roll bar, but just in case, the padding is a good idea as a precaution. Overall, this is an amazing value for money for less than $500 to get a professional quality roll bar You can use harnesses, you protect it in a rollover, it makes the chassis stiffer, it provides a lot of benefits for a relatively small monetary investment. I can't say enough nice things about it, and really, for a daily driven dual purpose track toy, I cannot think of a better roll bar. So I'm going to go ahead and put their link in the description. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week.